Welcome to Animal Audit Corner. Today, I'm gonna try and finish this one today because I don't think it needs much work. All right, let's get to it. And while I talk about cults and other Scientology, Scientology and other cults, I'm going to be painted. And that's usually what I do on Fridays. But today, I decided to come on because the previous night, I forgot to tell everybody that I was going to come on Friday. I missed that. I did it 5 hours before. Yeah. 3 hours before I was supposed to go on, but I added an extra day because of that error. Anyhow, here I go. My morning juice and my morning coffee. All right. Okay, here we go. Now, we're going to mix the brown, the red, the yellow, and I'm going to mix those two up, and it will turn orange. It's like a lighter orange. Yeah, it's orange. Okay. It's like a peach color orange of some kind. See? The orange, the one above it. And now I'm going to put in black, and then it's going to turn brown. Now I just put a little in there. So now I'm going to mix it up. And it will turn brown. All right. Okay, let's see. All right. Now, Scientology, as you know, the word has it, from former members like Aaron, Natalie, with both of them, they have the Dream Stock Exchange. Okay. Where did that name come from? I think they probably made it that way to make it sound good. Now, if I was on the other end, I would have thought that if I was something like that. But, of course, those people do a background check on things like that to protect vulnerable people like me. So, and of course, Aaron had on a guest. Oh no, what was his name? Well, he had a guest a professional stock exchange. Now, they were selling it to the African American company, and they thought it was a dream until they thought, oh my God, what's going on? And then, of course, one of them actually lacked people skills, and they actually found out what they were about. And one of them actually cried on cue. Cornyn, I wish I remembered his name, but yeah, it is a mess. And of course, they applied to be on the stock exchange, and they were rejected. This is according to Natalie. All right, got my brown in. It's a little lighter brown, but here. All right. It's like a little lighter brown. And they say whatever colors mix, and the person mixing it with the colors have their own personality. And of course, this is a little lighter. So I assume that I got great personality. So let's just see here. All right, we're going to paint this, even though it doesn't match the color. You know what? I'm going to no. Okay, well, what can you do? All right, now I'm going to paint it up. Of course. Yeah. And yeah, if I was in a company and I felt vulnerable and took it back, I would have told them it sounded great if I was in the company. Of course, companies look for what kind of person is actually applying, so they don't take advantage of vulnerable people like me. Yes, that's right. I'm like that, and I get taken in every time. Now, why? I fall blind to it. Okay, but don't fall vulnerable. Take it from me. You'll lose everything. So, all right. And okay. And yeah. Now, of course, you all know Aaron's still in jail until December. I just wanted to leave a gap between them. All right, there. Yeah. As you know, he's going to be in there until December. And he had such a bum deal out of this whole thing, and it's all because of Scientology. It's all them. They started the incident by dumping a huge tubs of water out into the protesters. Now, there are laws in this country of assault. Of course, in some states, throwing a bucket of water at a person is considered assault. Well, some of the states, I don't know about all of the states, but you know what? Let me check on that. So now I'm seeing in some of the states, maybe I'm not a law enforcement officer or a lawyer, but my guess is, yeah, you get a little wet and you go home and change. But I guess there is more to it than that. Now, I'm not a law enforcement or a lawyer. So I can't tell you, but I'll look into it. And let me think. Okay. Right. Yeah. So they're the ones that threw buckets of water at Aaron. And of course, Aaron says that bag accidentally ripped open and there was a cloud of smoke. Okay, it looks pretty bad since he tossed it. But there was another angle that Cheryl had it at. Cheryl had it at. So let's wait and see what happens. Yes, it does look pretty bad, but at the same time, he said it accidentally ripped open. Now, I'm going to believe it because of Scientology's history of lying to law enforcement and to the public. And this is what the celebrities, they use the celebrities for a cover so they can actually come out on air and defend them. But you know what? I think what they're doing is just horrible to them. But at the same time, there's nothing I can do. They think they're in a religion and they're defending them. Now, why would you want to defend somebody who is taking your money for the wrong reasons and ripping you off? But you know what? They felt vulnerable. And so did Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is really vulnerable because David Miscavige is actually watching him and he's actually taking his money. But at the same time, he's the perpetrator because guess what? He's got slave labor. Now, why would you want to keep slave labor? And why would you want to have a friend like David Miscavige who takes advantage of you like that? But guess what? He keeps defending him. So there's not much we can do about it. If he wants to be a victim, yeah, there's not too much you can do. But do I feel sorry for him? No. Because I'm having a hard time believing that he's the victim, even though he fell victim to it and then turned into a perpetrator himself. So, no, because guess what? You've seen the way he treated Matt Lauder and the way he's treated Brooke Shields. He apologized to her because guess what? He got his hand caught in the cookie jar. Yes, he invited her to him and Katie's wedding, but guess what? That's just kissing up to her big time. I mean, I would have felt for something like that. But why do I let these things happen? I just love people, but at the same time, I know I have to watch out for them or what they say. So, be paying my coffee. I'm going to have to go rinse it out. Sorry, everybody. All right. I'm sorry about that, everybody. I accidentally dipped. Oh, one other thing. Since I've been sharing with you about my mental illness and the treatment that Scientology gives the people with mental illness then and their stance against psychiatry. I'm here to tell you, with people with mental illness has it, and it's this everyday reality out there that they throw a stigma over another person's head because of their disabilities, and one of them are mental illness. Now, of course, since I share it with all of you, you should take your medication and not let anyone yank it away from you, especially people like Scientology. Don't let them do that. And if they say you can't take whatever, if you can't take the order or whatever it is they do, then guess what? That's their problem. Maybe you shouldn't be in a place like that. Well, of course, nobody should be in a place like that. But however, don't let people yank anything away from you or any kind of medication, because that is dangerous, especially with mental illness, because mental illness is unpredictable. It can just strike you. And if somebody has a heart medication, somebody takes it, that's even more worse. So now, since I share with you, remember to take your meds too. I have to. Now, if you get on medication, your symptoms will curve and you'll be a little bit more stable. It stabilizes your mood. Is it a cure? No. So shut off my phone so we won't get any disturbance. Okay. All right. Now, okay. Yeah. And you know how much they rejected psychiatry and calling it industry of death. Now, let me tell you this, good and bad and everything. So we have to take it in stride. But calling them the industry of death is a false statement. But there are people out there that see right in through that persona. At first, when they said it, I'm like, what? They're not the industry of death. And when I first heard it, that they're against psychiatry, did I say much? To be honest, no. I should have said something about it, but again, I was vulnerable. Especially with Tom Cruise and John Travolta. Tom Cruise is a looker. I can give him credit for that. Once the truth came out, forget it, went out the window. Yes, he's a brilliant movie star, but no, he's not a good human being. He went from good to evil. So, and he did wanted to be a priest at one time, but he also dropped out of school. I guess you have to be a high school graduate to actually go to one of those things. I don't know much about it, but I guess I'll look into it later and see what I can find. Let you know if I remember it later. So, okay. And now we're going to continue on with the art. Now, what paintbrush should I take? Yeah, here we go. Now, I have other paintbrushes. So, all right, here we go. Yeah, we have to remember actually not to leave brushes in the water too long because it'll curl up. supposed to be straight. So we have to dry it out at the end. Now I'm gonna take it and do the sides. Oh, I did that side already. On here. Ah! Alrighty. And all right. And you know what? The other day, I had to subscribe to Aaron's channel. I mean, not Aaron, Serge DeMar's channel, because something went wrong. I know I pressed subscribe when it came to Serge DeMar's channel. Now, I don't know what happened, whether it's AI or Scientology. My guess, it was them. But you know what? At the same time, AI is so unpredictable. Now, YouTube actually uses it. Now, they don't want their viewers to use, their content creators to use it, but yet they do. Now, why? Yeah. Some people just don't follow their rules, or think, hey, since they're the company, they'll do whatever they want and not follow the rules that they set out for other people. But you know what? Is it unfair? Yes, but I guess they can do whatever they want. They even use it looks like they use AI for customer service too. And you can't get through to them. Well, that's my impression, because I can't get through to them. So, and now I send reports on my number every single day, because guess what? I don't know if it was a computer error or somebody messing with my number. So I send in a report to YouTube, because I know my number should be up a little bit, but it's not like a huge amount, but still it's an amount, because I had more views in 48 hours. It may be a low number, but it should just went up just a little bit. I went up 13 views from 184, and it should be about 195. So, okay. So I sent them that. Okay. And plus, yeah, that could be Scientology, or it could be a computer glitch, who knows? But my guess is Scientology. But Hewlett Packard said they fix it so they won't get into it again. With Scientology, you may never know. But however, they actually went into the X site, and started messing with the content creators and the public, asking about Scientology. Now, some of them wanted awareness to them, and they'll just delete it. If you have this curiosity of finding out the truth about Scientology and you Google it there, they'll get in and actually delete it. Now, my guess is X-Site is using AI, because I keep getting the same statement. So, Now, AI does some of the work, but I don't think they understand. AI does not understand human emotions. So, and okay. Now, all right. Okay. Now we're going to do the leaves. Oh, I need to put my other colors in. I didn't take that out. Yeah, when you actually use these, they don't wash off, they peel off. So, okay. And yeah, and I'm going to be working this story with about, let's see, the abandoned ghost land of of Clearwater, and not getting, I mean, it's completely dead, nobody's walking down the street, but how much does it cost taxpayers? I'm going to do research on it and then get back to you to see what the outcome is. So then I'm working on this. So I'm sorry, a lot went on with Thanksgiving and now the upcoming holidays. So, okay. And I'm going to put the white in for the flowers. All right. Now, as I mentioned before, they don't have the variety in the stores to actually use the use the various sort of colors like the 24 colors. They only have the 6, but if you want the full amount, you have to go online, Michael's line, to get it, or they don't have one thing on the shelf and it's a commercial product. They might have it only online. So check with it. So, okay. Oh, that should do it for this one. All right. Yeah. Today I'm not hungry, so I'm just having juice and coffee. Of course. I know it does have sugar, but even though 95% of everything has sugar. Yeah, but it's the amount you have. I try not to have too much of a sweet tooth, but I do. But after Thanksgiving with that pecan pie, oh my God, it's heaven the way I made it. So I definitely highly recommend that. I tried it because I made it. But once I don't eat pecan pie. I never do. I usually pass it. But with mine, I tried it to see if it was okay. It was great. Of course, I was in my brother's house when I tried it. Okay. But it was great. But yeah. But yesterday, I'm going to tell you this story. Oh my gosh. Yesterday, of course, I made my pecan pie on air while talking about Scientology. And made it done, took it to my brother's house. My Sister-in-law made apple pie. Of course, they have a pet bird always flying around. Why? It's beyond me. That thing is always out of its cage. But yeah, sometimes you should let animals out of their cage to get a little breather. I did that when I had my guinea pig. While I was cleaning, I let him wander the house. Usually he runs under the couch. Of course, you know, guinea pigs are shy animals. So, and yeah, I let him run about. He usually runs under the couch. And I make sure there's no dust under the couch. Yeah, but now I don't have any couches that have holes in the middle, and nobody can look under there, or nobody can, or nothing can actually crawl under there. But anyways, however, they always have that bird flying around the house. It's not sometimes, it's all the time. Yesterday, when I got back, 2 nights ago, Thanksgiving Day, the bird was flying around the house. My sister-in-law's pie was just sitting out in the open, not wrapped up. The bird flies on top of it and starts standing on it. And then, when it came time for dessert, I guess she must have put it out because there's a slice missing. And since I made the pecan pie, and it was my brother's favorite, and he had his birthday, he refused to eat it. I'm like, I made it. That's his name, especially for you because of your birthday, and you like it. And he said, no, well, I don't like everybody's. I never thought much of it until I saw that piece of an apple pie missing. And I told her that thing was on top of the pie. The bird was on top of the pie. It was actually standing on it. I'm like, she was like, she didn't do anything. She didn't throw it out. She still had it. And of course, instead of wanting to have the pie, which I actually went all out to make for him, and he loves pecan pie, he takes the pie that had the bird on top of it. Yeah. That's what you get for being generous. Now, usually, my brother's a sarcastic, mean guy. But he's outgoing, and he knows how to draw in people. He talks to them. He's got that type of personality, but his friends, his family say otherwise. If not, well, it's family anyway. And some of them actually know his personality. However, I'm thinking, you know what? You are so mean. I do something nice for somebody, don't want to have anything. But yeah, yeah. And if it was this sibling stock exchange, I'd be the first one in line, but no, there isn't. So yeah, I'll be training in my brother for another one, but no, there's no such thing. You're stuck with them for life, and I'm the youngest. He probably thinks the same way of me, but I'm the good one. So yeah, it was good. I actually had another piece yesterday, and I wanted to have my limits, but I couldn't help it. But it was good. But he didn't even refuse to even have it. But Yeah, but he has the piece with the bird. Yeah, I got the world's most unusual bird. He rather have a bird set on top of the pie and have it rather than having his sister's pie that was actually wrapped up. Who figures? But isn't that something, people? But yeah, the good thing is it didn't poop on the pie, which is a relief. But still, the bird was standing on top of the pie. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's the story of my life. All right. And now, if you think that story is amusing and funny, tell me about it. Go to my email. Tell me what you think of it. Now, but however, you all know I don't try anything in advance. I say this every time I go on. I just go ahead and do it, readjust whatever I find on the internet with different numbers of the cups so I don't get a copyright slap. So, because you cannot use copyright materials. But being creative is my favorite thing to do. All right, back to the cult. All right, and let's see. Oh, you always know there's always a Jehovah's Witness lurking somewhere. Usually, when I take the bus, sometimes they're actually standing at the bus and train terminal. This was outdoors when I went, but yeah, anywhere in bus terminals or where the bus stop or the train stop is, they'll be standing right there. So they are also a cult. They also disconnect people from their family, and they also have a line of abuse. And they also don't call the police. It looks that way. So, and plus, a woman, if anybody comes out gay, they'll be casting stones at you. Or come out as in other religions, if you're in it and want to mix, they'll call you evil. Even though you might have a sweet personality, they're going to see you as evil. So, say you're a Buddhist and you also want to practice the Buddha religion. No way. They're going to call you evil. Yeah. And that religion is I actually wanted my leaves a little bit more darker, but it's lighter every time. So, but I guess that's what you do get from from glass paint. Okay, so here we go. All right, and yeah, that's what they do. But I run into more Jehovah's Witnesses than I do Scientology. Now, I only ran into two my entire life. One's an independent Scientologist, and the other is full-blown, dedicated, but they don't like David Miscavige. I mean, they actually listen to it and go blind to the whole thing. So, but they don't give any in independent Scientology. It's the same. They don't give much pressure. They're much kinder. But what do they worship? They'll probably say Xenu or whatever. But they actually use some of the things that are actually useful because they do have useful information. That's the only thing that I credit L. Ron Hubbard for. Some of the things are useful, but they're 90% of the time it just sneaks up on you, and they end up conning you. Okay. All right. And what do they practice in the Hindu religion? I don't know. But people will probably say they're a cult. I don't really think so. I don't know much about them. But I'll do the research and see what they actually worship. But we also know Christianity worships Jesus and God. Even though I'm not trying to cram any religion down anyone's throat. I'm just saying what they actually worship. So, but if you were to go to Scientology and ask them what they worship, they're not going to tell you. Chances are. Other religions tell you what they worship, but no, not Scientology, because you know what? Cults do that. They don't say right away what they worship. So, okay. And let's see here. New information. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving and the SPTV network and all of the ones that are SPTV directory network in spirit. A nice Thanksgiving. I hope Scooter Mom and Fluffer Squirrel and is she from the UK? Maybe. And now other parts of the country like Australia, where Scientology from Down Under, she's got her own network, and Apostate Alex Barnes are from another country, so no, naturally they don't celebrate Thanksgiving. But I think probably Alex looks like he is more, I guess he's more into other people's culture, because guess what? We all actually found him at the Oregon, Los Angeles. So guess what? He probably thinks we're interested. So I don't know. I'm not Alex, but guess what? When you're at his channel, just ask what he actually thinks of him and what he thinks about other cultures. Because some people are into cultures. I love people from other countries. You learn so much from them. And you know what? I really dig the accents. Yeah. It's so cool. And yeah, you'll learn a lot from other people's cultures. And I am so much into that. And of course, they got the queen. She's a tradition, and that's what they have. And I think they have other ranks too. So, and of course, Scientology from down under. She looks so interested. She wears, I don't know if it's her hair color or actually using a wig of some kind, but it looks pretty cool. I hope she has a live person. I hope it's fake and not a. But you know what? Some people do wear it. Now, since I worship nature, I still don't want to have it. I'd rather have the fake thing. Yeah, but yeah, people who are into nature wants to have natural things. So some of the wigs are from people. But no, I don't want that. But yeah, I don't know why. I'm supposed to be worshiping nature, and yeah, I try not to use fake things, but natural things or anything that's doused. But I'm trying. But I did have the natural sugar. I know it. Yeah, I do like the natural kind. But anyhow, let's see. Now, I wished everybody, I hope everybody in the SBTV land or network, spirit network, but independent. I hope everybody had a great holiday. And it's just so sad that Aaron had to sit through jail because of Scientology. They are such a disgrace. But everybody was looking out for him. They brought him stuff. I actually went on saying, yeah, send a care package to him. And yeah, go to Farrah Cheryl, and but at least he's going to be there for Christmas. Hopefully, it's not going to be taken. Yeah. But yeah, everybody's who is in it and is working so many hours, or yeah, they actually think they're helping people and they're in a religion, but they're not. It's a scam. Their money keeps getting taken from them, and they actually want everybody to chip in for a birthday party belonging to the head of the church or Tom Cruise. Now that is just awful. And if they don't give it any money, they go through some kind of punishment. Now that is not right. You shouldn't squeeze money out of people, much less poor people. They can't afford to be actually giving people money to give a birthday gift to somebody. They would understand. Or they can turn around and say, okay, well, maybe I'll contribute $1. It's better than nothing. But they complain. But unbelievable. And what else? Okay. Now, okay. Now, I gotta get myself together and okay. All right. Yeah, usually Now I'm trying to work up the strength and the will to actually pick up the phone, call the mayor. He didn't take office yet, but there is his number. So I'm gonna call him or her. Not gonna give out any names and not telling you what town I'm in or city I'm in Ohio. Never. Yeah, they're gonna check on it. Are they gonna call it? No. They don't know everybody's name, so I don't think so. So, okay. Alrighty, what else is going on? Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to work up the nerve. The strength. I keep backing down emotionally. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, are they gonna be listening to us or just get nervous? So I'm gonna try again and let him or her know. So, all right. Now, guess what? There's no org in my town, thank God. So those people would be driving me crazy. But would I pick it? I might. And then I'll worry whether or not they'll file me home. But the police is right up my street. So I'll go to them. So, but would I protest them? If they were in my town, yes. And I'll be going to all the schools and going. These people, yeah, they're a piece of work. I hope none of them come to my town that I'm in. Okay. Any more? Oh, yeah, right here. Another leave. Alrighty, here we go. I should probably have a smaller brush, but the smallest one I thought it looks like. Now, do I draw without a picture? If I have an idea, I might. But yeah, usually I find pictures on magazines, I'm inspired by it, and I paint it on canvas and draw it onto a glass, and I actually paint it. So I'm inspired. But at the same time, do I know how to do people? I'm trying hard to practice it. Saw some things. Items I know. Okay. And plus, I have ADHD, so I have the tendency of doing great, and then I freeze and I work on the face. I'm like, oh my God, did I do it? Even though I'm headed off to the right start, it looks exactly like what's in the picture. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm going to keep trying. So I am going to paint paintings for my sister-in-law. For my brother and his wife, my sister-in-law, to put up in their room. Okay, if they don't take it, guess what? I'm going to have to sell it. Of course, I am trying really hard to actually I tried to copy and paste at the comments down below, but it's not going. So I'll try again and see what else. If you have some suggestions, Yeah, but I tried to copy and paste onto the comments below, but nothing. Now, Dusty Soda Fountain has his shirts down the link below, but for some odd reason, it's just not doing it with me and my base. Yeah, and the new computer I have, oh my God, my brother had to put a parental control on it, like I'm a teenager or a small child. Of course, I can't download anything on that new computer, so I have to use this one until I guess something comes up and he decides to take it off. But any suggestions? Okay. Because this is getting on its last leg. Of course, I have a hard time signing off. And then every time I do one action, it just won't do it. And then finally it does it. Yeah. It is time for a new computer. I have the new computer, but I can't get the things I need on it. Go figure. So have to hang in there till then. So am I actually going to get another one? I don't know, because I have to really save for that. And it's going to probably be till Kingdom Come or till I'm dead before I get one. So, yeah, I just can't afford it. He usually, I'm like, oh, that's very nice. And then there's a catch. He says, oh, I'll get the computer for you and I'll help you set up. I'm like, okay, that's really nice of you. And then there's the catch. He put a parental control on it. Yeah. There was a sibling stocking change. I'll be the first in line. Oh, or sibling. Yeah, okay. Oh, is that only for? Yeah, it's probably. Oh, or is that a piece? Oh, well, I'll just do this. Now, okay, I'll just say it's going through the thing. I actually have leaves on the side of the pot, but there was really nothing hanging over, so so all right. All right, what else is going on? All right. And how long have I been on? Oh, it's been an hour. How do you know? Okay. All righty. Boy, every time I eat too much, the next day I eat less. And yeah, over the holiday, I'm totally going, okay, let me have my juice and coffee. Yeah, I skip eating, but I drink. All right. All right. Is it healthy? Well, probably not, but all right. But I do have my juice and I do have my coffee. So if I overeat, but then the next day I have food. Okay. And I actually make my own tofu spread. It's actually pretty good. I put herbs and spices and a little touch of salt. 1/4. That's how much I put. All right. If you put a teaspoon or 1/2, it's going to taste pretty salty, so don't do that. Okay. Of course, I made the tofu spread or tofu dressing. The other day before that, I accidentally made salad dressing. But yeah, I put the herbs and spices, and I actually put it on my salad. It was pretty great. But you use the silk one for that. And if you want to spread, get the firm. Okay. Yeah, if it doesn't work one way, use it for another. That's what my mother did when I was growing up. She never wasted like that. But since you can put a hole in the ozone layer today and the scientists find out, we have to find the alternative to keep it from happening. If you made something and it's an error, turn it into something else. I once, of course, you guys saw it right online, that I was making crepes one day and it actually got hard. So I softened it up and turned it into cake. It had a chewy taste to it. Now, I liked it. I don't know how other people are going to like it, but I liked it. If I didn't like it, then I would have tossed it. But then I redid the recipe and it turned out like a charm. Now, yeah, and you know me, and I mentioned it several times before. I know that you know what? I keep saying I'm going to put makeup on, but for some reason, I either forget to put it on or I'm late and don't want to. Yeah. If you have your YouTube channel, you have to have makeup on, or else there's going to be an area where it's all right or a little bit white or like a glazy look. Yeah, you have to wear makeup. And that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing on this side of the face, although with me it's here. Yeah, on this side of the face, I'm pretty white for some reason or another. But it's on my face, not my hair. Of course, you see gray hair, but on the face, on the forehead, half my face is, when you're indoors and on live stream, you're going to have makeup because you're going to come out all pale or one-sided area is going to shine. So you're going to need your makeup. So now you know what show business is like. All right. Up. Now, I am trying to get people on. Of course, I failed so far, so I did try to get in touch with Cubs champion. Can't get through for some reason. And I tried Boston Scientology, didn't go through. I'm still waiting for him to. It did go through, and I'm still waiting for his answer. I'm still pending. So far, nobody wants to come on. So I'm actually trying really hard to actually get somebody from the SPTV community to come on my show so I can get a little bit of a boost. So far, I haven't gotten a response. Okay, what else is there? Okay. Okay. Well, let's see. That should do it for the green stuff. Okay. All right, now to get to the white, I'm gonna get to every. Oh my gosh, it's drying up. Should hurry up. Should use it. Yeah, you have to use this paint right away because it dries. That and the acrylic. It's not like oil where it stays there for days. No. So okay, here we go. Actually, the white really sees right through, but okay. All right. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Alrighty. Now, oh, sorry about the dead silence. I'm trying to think of what else I could talk about while actually painting. All right, this is how it turned out. And of course, we do get artistic while being on there, but I keep the conversation going while doing it. Does he so fun doing it? You know what? I'm not sure. But he has excellent shirts. But I really have to watch my budget at the same time. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. What else is going on? Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, he's another one that I should get in touch with. Of course, some some of the people that's on the SPTV networks have other jobs that they have to get to. With me, I decide since I'm not going to retire, I'm going to rest up as much as possible. Of course, I'm getting older. I am collecting Social Security, but I also have payee, so I really have to really tighten up my belt. So they only give you a certain amount, and depending on what state you're in. Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't have enough to cover the bills. That's the wrong part. They think they're giving you enough, but no. And plus, they want you to run out of money. Yeah, that's. Now, what's wrong with saving your money? I don't see anything wrong with it, and I know you don't, but guess what? The United States government doesn't. They want you to run out. So, all right. Now, I don't spend awful lot of money. Of course, I can't afford it, so I have to tighten up my belt. Okay. I say if you don't need to spend money, don't. Try to resist. I do, and guess what? It worked. But yeah, eventually we're going to spend it. So, because what if you're in need and something goes wrong? All right. Okay. All right. All right. Let's trying to think what other conversation I should have. Alrighty, there we go. Boy, this is the weirdest white ever because I can see right through white. It's glass, I guess. That's what happens if you work with glass. But if you can't get it, then all right. I'm close to. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Okay. I'm trying to think. All right. Oh, I'm trying to think of what else to actually talk about. I'm sorry about the dead air. Let's see. Okay. Uh, Now, if you're living in the Los Angeles area, and I hope you really replaced your mayor. Now, it should be, you should have gotten a new mayor if Carabas didn't work out. And you know what? I feel it didn't because guess what? She's doing exactly what Scientology wants. And guess what? She's actually might be one of them. Now, in the past, I might have said she's one of them, but that's the way it looks. But Scientology really knows how to make allies. And in other words, they know how to kiss up people's asses. Go figure, huh? Okay. All right. I mean, the allies were on TV and they were even talking about Aaron. So that's what they're allies to Scientology, only they're not going to say it. But yeah, some of them just come on and just say anything. And they're really for Scientology. Even though, yes, you have a right to your own beliefs, but at the same time, you cannot lie, cheat, steal, and abuse other people. No, you can't do that. And brainwashing people is an abusive practice. unless you're really qualified and trained for it. Otherwise, you'll be using it to abuse other people. Now, there are people that use it for their everyday career. That's hypnotherapy. They use it to help people, not control them. They can't use it for. Now, there are guidelines, of course, that you have to follow. Of course, it's in every industry that has to do with medical, mental, although some of them could have a medical degree. So, yeah. But cults use it to actually get people to do what they want them to do. Okay. Do they allow it every state? I don't know. That I don't know. But usually, yeah, they use it for therapeutic reasons in therapy. They use it to treat another person. Of course, there are guidelines and you need a license. Okay. Now, I assume you need a license all along. All right. Let's see. I think I'm going to cut out at 12, maybe 1 o'clock. I would love to, let me see here. Okay, I'll give it 1 more hour. Or, yeah, I'll give it another 30 minutes. When it gets on to 200, I'll cut out. Okay. So, yeah, and I'm running out of things to talk about. So, I am going to get back to you later for my cooking segment. And you know, every weekend I'm in my kitchen. So, between now and yeah, between then and when I. Okay, there we go. Let me think here. What else is there? All right. Yeah. Yeah. Let me think. Yeah. They just, and you know how much water they waste. You have seen it. At the Blue Building at Los Angeles, according to Henry, and I know he's telling the truth, and plus I've seen them turn on the water and leave it on. I only see about maybe an hour or two, but he actually saw it, and it's about 100,000 gallons. Now, I only saw 2 hours worth. Of course, that is a lot. So, and guess what? They're not paying taxes, so they're not paying any of it. It comes out of your pocket, the taxpayers. And of course, that's one of the reasons why every one of the advocates are going there. Not just for the abuse, because guess what? They are wasting taxpayers' dollars. Now they're going to turn around and say they're not, but they are. Because not only they're wasting other people's money, house will go down to the ground. And they're probably going to have to call another fire department and have them bring the water or whatever. And what if there's another fire somewhere else and those guys are not there? That is something to think about. Yeah, Scientology does those things, and yeah, the houses will definitely burn to the ground with Scientology. Yeah. I'm hoping they don't set up shop here, because guess what? I'm going to be on it if they do. Now, there's one and another, there are about 2 to 3 orgs here in Ohio, which is not that much, which is great. But they only, the last I checked, they only have about 13 members. Now, if they said they have 10 million, there would be more than the 13 there. They're probably, I would think they're going to maybe 3,000, maybe 5. Yeah. No, they only have 13 members here. So, yeah, and they have their hate sites. Yeah, those people have nothing better to do but to pick on people, hack into computers. If they actually have a job, then a real one, not the one that you squeeze money out of. So only lazy people do that. Of course, people who don't have jobs. But yeah, I would hate to rip off other people. I don't want to ever do that. That's called stealing. You'd be squeezing money out of people. No. Oh my gosh. And if Scientology finds out that the members actually have money, they take it from them. That's called being ripped off. And there's no such thing as a freeloader's debt. And it doesn't hold up in a courtroom, even if they take them to court. They just won't let you do Scientology services. And if you go for that, then they're going to. Okay. Yeah, when it gets into the 2, I'm going to wait for the 2 hours to come before cutting out. It is now 12. So I'm waiting for it to go on to the 2, and then I'll cut out. So far I've been here for an hour and 41 minutes. So I'm going to cut off in a bit, then come back to you later on at 4:45. So, and do I let people know that I have my channel? Yes. Actually, you know what? As soon as I run out, I'm going to show all of you how to put together a magnet business card. I mean, it's a piece of cake. You can actually get to and put it together, and I will get on there and show. I'm sorry, I was going to do it before, but I didn't, because I really wanted to get out there. So, and so far I had takers. I had one person that won't take it, but I mean, maybe about 1 or 2, but otherwise, yeah, they took it. So, okay, but I will, since it's an arts and crafts segment, I will put together a segment. Well, in the arts and crafts segment, since it falls under arts and crafts, I'll show you how to put it together, which is not really a hard thing to do. So, Okay. You got a business, it works. So I'll come up with the segments. All right. I mean, it does work. It won't get thrown away. All right. We go around. I'm trying to figure out whether the basket goes around. Actually, I guess it doesn't. So, well. Okay. Oh. Well, looks like I'm done with my juice and coffee. Yeah, this is what I do each and every time I eat too much. I go on to my juice and coffee. Am I on my walking pad? Yeah, when I first got it, I went off on it, but then I got busy getting things to you, finishing all my materials, and I am gonna find a time to actually hop on that thing. So, okay. All right. Now, okay, I think I'll probably put it on my merch store. Or maybe I should just, yeah, I should just paint this in this gold. Yeah, one paint is thicker than the other. Of course, the paint I use, I like that one better because it shows. So, yeah, maybe I'll leave it like that to make it look interesting so you can just see the stems. I like seeing the stems, and this is why I painted. The glass vases are just so cool. All right. Now, all right. Oh, yes. Okay, I got a few left. Okay. Of course, I'll be back later. Okay. All right. And then I'll cut out in about, let's see, I think 10 minutes. All right. Now, I should one day see if I can get a crew to donate my time, but of course, colleges are actually scrambling to get their studies done. I'm going to see if a student would like to help me in exchange that I will give them a letter of recommendation. So, I mean, yeah, I don't have the money, but here's the thing. Tom Cruise gets donations for his film, and he's worth $600,000. Why can't he use his? It's not like he can't afford it. Now with me, I can't afford it, so I'm probably going to get a student to help me do my work, and for me to, in exchange, give them highly recommended. That's my tablet. Highly recommended. Yeah, I'll say good things to him. A letter of recommendations. Okay. Just touch that up a bit. All right. Still others. Okay. Oh, this red looks faint, so I'm going to use that. So I'm going to see if I can finish other finishing touches on my project. Okay, this one I'll set aside. This still needs work. So, and the white I have, it actually sees through. So, Okay. All right. To the red. All right. When you first squeeze it out, it actually looks like pink, but it's actually red. So sometimes when they use a certain colors, especially in pottery, it doesn't really look like its original color, but when you throw it in a kiln, it turns into another color. So I tried pottery one day. I did not like the feeling in my hands. I hated it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to paint on canvas where I don't actually have to touch glue. I don't like it. I hate the feeling in my hands, although some people like it. I won't stop them from doing it. So, okay. For this one, see a little bit right here. It actually looks like lace. I didn't intend to actually go in this direction, but it looks so pretty now. Okay. Here. This looks so good, so I'm painting it again. Let's see here. These actually started out as leaves, and then all of a sudden it went in another direction, because guess what? I did not have the green, so I'm like, I'll use whatever I have. It turned out perfect. So always be creative, not restrictive. And never actually pay attention to details. So, all right. And some artists do not actually use a business card, believe it or not. Sometimes they just write their phone number down because they feel, well, I'm an artist, I don't need one. But they use their imagination. If people want their work or do something, yeah, he or she will probably give you the number. But the one I knew actually doesn't. He's a teacher. He also plays guitar. Okay. All right. Was he in a bit? I think so. I think he might have mentioned it. I just don't remember. I wish I could remember. Because am I the type that's into band? Yes. And well, his son is probably older now. When I talked to him, he was a teacher. And this was in somewhere in 2012. It took me a little while to get my degree because of my disability, but I got it. It was about, I think, 6 years. But I went back 2005. Yeah, it was close. Yeah, it was close to. Yeah. All right. But I found a way to actually use it, write my own material, send it to you guys. Because guess what? I am getting older. And I'm not in the right places. I'm out here in Ohio, and they don't use too much projects here. But my family wanted me. It's nice to be wanted, but I should have went there. But at the time, the kids were little. Their kids were little, and I was always looking out for them, helping them. Okay. Um, so, but I like it this way. It's Great. Ooh. I actually said that I was going to be back. Yeah, I'll be in the kitchen segment. And let me check my schedule. Yeah, I said I was going to do my monologue again. Yeah, let me check that schedule again because the sound did not come out. The picture was there, but the sound wasn't, so I had to do it again. It's my new segment called the Monologue Corner. So, all right. Okay. All right. Now, let's see what else is there. I'm sorry about the dead signs. As you can tell, I'm running out of things to talk about, so I'm going to have to cut off. All right. I think I use a little yellow. Okay. Okay. Right. Yeah, I'm putting the finishing touches on this one before I actually put it online. Yeah, earlier, yesterday I tried to actually put a couple of my work down, the link down below, but I'm not having any luck. Let's see. All right, I'm going to try again later. I have to use the blue for that one. Maybe a little bit on this one. Yeah, I always want to see the colors actually pop out of this one. Okay. Now, excuse me. Yeah, I'm running out of things to say. I'm sorry about the dead silence. I'll take care of that after the live. And it's actually on too. So since I'm running out of things to say, I'm going to cut off right now. So, I'm trying to get my work to you. I even tried to copy and paste and put a link down below, but I have no luck. So, and yeah, I'm trying out the merch stores, but so far all I'm getting the t-shirts, and I'm actually I'm trying to find a pen that I can use to draw in my ideas, but I can't find it anywhere. So, okay. And you want to buy me coffee, go ahead. But I'm thinking that it's connected to my PayPal, so you probably could, actually. Okay. Actually, buy me a coffee and just go to the link down below. Buy me a coffee, and I got other information down below. If you just got out of a cult like Scientology and looking for mental health care, it's at the link down below. And also, I have the Aftermath Foundation and the SPTV Foundation down below. As you can see, they're reaching out to you. And if you have a problem, not just in Scientology or other cults, and feel you think you're going to end it, and you're right in front of me, get to a phone, and there are counselors there. So, people to talk to you. And if you need representation in your, I guess, you can call the link down below. I forgot the names, of course. And I'm actually, I don't know why I keep calling the PayPal or the coffee down below merch store. Maybe I should just redo it, but I am going to have the merch store because I'm trying really hard to get it to you. So, all right, here I go. Hit the like, press subscribe, and I'll see you next time.